everyone, this is Like It's 1985. In today's Gundam model kit review, I'll be taking a look at the 1 to 100 scale Regen Duel Gundam from the Seed vs. Astray model kit line. I really do like this mobile suit design, and of course I like the weaponry that it comes with as well. So that was really the primary reason I picked it up, is because of the mobile suit design and also the amount of weapons you get with this kit. So let's take a closer look here. Now, as you can see, the colors are quite unique. You've got mostly lavender pieces here in the skirt armor, as well as other areas around the model kit. You've also got orange and red mixed in there as well. Some people might think that's kind of odd, or it might be kind of a bad thing and maybe prevent them from buying the kit. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, I would prefer that it wasn't lavender, but it doesn't bother me that much. Besides the fact that really what tips the scale in my favor, that makes it really good to me, is the fact that it has the weaponry and just the overall mobile suit design. Now, this kit also can convert into the normal Duel Gundam, which I will show later in this review. So let's go ahead and just get a rotation around here. One thing I do want to mention right before I forget is the fact that all these weapons, the two beam rifles, as well as the bazooka and the beam hilts, all fit onto the kit, onto the figure. And so WepX37, if you're watching, this might be the next Gundam you might want to build, because I know you said in your reviews you like to have all the weapons to be holstered and fit onto the figure. So that's really nice, and that's what I like about this kit as well. So let's take a look at this mobile suit, or this model kit. As you can see, there is the bazooka, and you can see it's attached to the back there. So before I get into articulation, I'm going to go ahead and detach all the accessories here as far as the weaponry goes. So just to kind of give you a little detail here, what this rifle here is, you simply just slide it out like that, and you can see there's the lavender holster piece there. And on the other side here, for the other rifle, simply pull down, and that slides out like that. As for the backpack system, it actually can detach. Just kind of take it out like that. You can see how there's a peg there, and it pegs into the hole into that lavender piece of plastic there. So here is one of the weapons, as you can see here. It does have a very unique lavender handle. And here is the other rifle. And here is a close-up look at the actual bazooka, which is very nice. Now, there are stickers for the scopes on these weapons, but I just didn't have the patience to put them on. I actually put it on, I think here, this weapon here, it's a blue metallic color, but the other ones I just didn't bother with. I was just kind of lost patience with. But yeah, and you can see on the bazooka, it does have this lavender piece here, which allows you to connect the backpack system, so you can attach that to the Gundam, or the model kit. So on to articulation. You do have a ball jointed head, of course. You got full range of motion in the shoulders. They can go 360. The arms themselves can go out like that. You do have a swivel at the upper arm. You do have a mediocre bend, 90-degree bend at the elbow, which is a standard degree of articulation for elbows as far as the Seed kits go usually. You do have articulation, although slightly limited. Well, limited actually. You can just rotate it just a little to the left and right. You do have this front skirt armor, which is kind of bothersome to me, because after you can rotate it up a little bit to get some clearance for the leg, but it ends up to, after a certain point, it just falls off. So that's one thing I don't like about the design with this kit. So speaking of leg / hip articulation, the legs can go back like that, quite far, because you don't have any back skirts to hinder the movement there. Front skirts, let's see how far we can get it to articulate forward. About this point, if I go any farther, I can feel that this is going to probably fall off. So let's see if I can maybe get it to go farther. It's to the point right now where it's either going to crack something or fall off. So it can go about that far with this skirt armor hindering movement. As far as the leg goes, you do kind of get a double joint, and you can get the leg, or rather the knee articulation like that. You do have these beam hilts that articulate like this. They actually come out like that, and of course you can insert the beams into those hilts, and that's where they get stored for storage. You do have ankle articulation, and really nicely designed ankles here, really beefy looking. You do have articulation at the ankle armor here, as you can see, as well as this armor here. It goes up and down like that. And of course the actual foot is on a ball joint. So, you know, pretty good articulation, although, you know, of course you don't have great articulation at the elbows there, which is to be expected for most of the Seed model kits. So on to accessories, you get 2 beams. You do get a shield, which does have a attachment piece to mount it to the side of the arm. However, I choose not to display my Regen Duel Gundam like that. I just, you know, it's your standard everyday Seed shield, so nothing too exciting there. And you get this sticker sheet. As you can see, it's got the Librarian logo, which I will never use and never put on my model kit. But then you have this Regen type of symbol, which I might put on later at a later time. So you do have that options there. So next up, I'm going to take a look at the conversion and show you how this guy can convert from the Regen Duel Gundam to the normal Duel Gundam. So essentially what happens when you convert the Regen Duel Gundam to the Duel Gundam is you essentially remove all the lavender pieces of plastic, and those get set to the side. And then you take some of the white and orange pieces and move them to different locations on the actual model kit. And I will go into more detail on that just a little bit later. But I wanted to start off by showing you the key pieces that get removed during the conversion process. The armor for the Regen Duel Gundam, the chest armor here, this piece here gets removed entirely and gets set to the side, as does the skirt armor, as you can see, and that gets set to the side as well. Now, I only converted half of the model kit, so on our left we have the fully converted Duel Gundam, and I left the other part just as the Regen Duel part, so you can see the differences. So here is, starting from the bottom here, you can see this big piece of lavender plastic at the ankle area. This obviously gets removed entirely. And what that does is it shortens up the leg about roughly 1/8 to 1/4 inch. So you get a shorter leg with the actual Duel Gundam once you convert it. Another key point of difference is in the knee armor. You can see on the Regen Duel side, you have this lavender piece with the beam hilt, and over when you convert it, you actually just have this orange piece of plastic for the knee armor. Another key point of difference is in the skirt, or the side skirts. The actual lavender holsters for the rifles, they get removed entirely for the conversion, and you end up with the side skirt, a white side skirt like this. Another key point of difference is the shoulder armor. The lavender piece here and the red piece, they get removed entirely and get set to the side. And you actually use a different piece for the shoulder armor for the actual Duel Gundam. So you can see the difference there. And for the face of the head, you can see here we've got white and orange, which has been converted. And normally in the Regen Duel Gundam you have this purple faceplate. So I removed that and replaced it with the white and the orange. Now on the back you can see there's a different backpack system. Here was the original piece that gets mounted on the back, which gets plugged in, which the bazooka plugs into. But now what you have for the Duel Gundam is this orange backpack with thrusters here. And what happens with the beam saber hilt, it gets moved from here to here. Now to go into a little more detail as to what all gets moved around, the ankle armor, as you can see here on the Regen Duel side, it actually becomes the side skirt armor here. And as I had talked about before, the beam hilt gets moved up to the backpack system up there. And I said before that these bits get removed entirely. And the other pieces of plastic that get moved around is you take the orange piece here and it becomes the knee armor for the Duel Gundam. And then you take this piece here on the Regen side here, and this piece of plastic becomes the new shoulder armor here. So really cool that you can actually convert the Regen Duel Gundam to the Duel Gundam. You also get a little piece to convert the bazooka. Now, as you can see here, this lavender piece of plastic is designed to be a mounting point for the backpack system for the Regen Duel. But you have this extra piece here that matches this piece here. You can remove the lavender piece entirely and insert this piece, and so you actually have the bazooka without the lavender mounting point there. So with a fair degree of confidence, I can recommend this kit to anyone who likes the Seed vs. Astray model kit line, or who also likes the Seed or Seed Destiny model kit line. I can also recommend it for someone who likes their model kits to be heavily armed. In this case, we got 2 beam rifles. You got the bazooka. Of course, you got the beam sabers. So you really do get a lot of weaponry. And also, as a nice bonus, all of it does store nicely on the actual Gundam. So very cool in that respect as well. There's also the fact that you do convert the Regen Duel to the normal Duel Gundam, so there's that playability factor that you get as well. The cons to this kit, well, the cons are typical for a Seed Astray or Seed Destiny type of kit. You don't have a lot of articulation at the elbows. As we saw earlier, you do get a fair degree of articulation at the knee area, but that's perhaps one of the drawbacks of the kit. Of course, obviously, also another drawback for some people might be the actual color scheme. But I would argue that if you can get past the color scheme, and I think you will once you get the kit together and you see all the weapons you get and how they look, I think you really will like the kit. So I can recommend it. I do recommend it. You pick it up, especially if you like what you see. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This has been my review of the 1 to 100 scale Regen Duel Gundam from the Seed vs. Astray line of model kits. Thanks for watching.